Good morning. We are going to begin our morning flow in extended child's pose this morning. So go ahead and bring the toes together, knees nice and wide, walk your hands down, lay the palms flat on the floor, soften your elbows and bring your forehead down. Now if it's not comfortable to bring the forehead down or your head just simply doesn't reach your mat, then go ahead and stack your fists, or you could use a cushion or a block if you have one handy. Once you're in a comfortable child's pose that's comfortable for your body, begin to breathe big into the belly. Find those nice deep inhales filling the belly. And lengthen those exhales as much as you can. And everything we're going to do this morning, we're going to do slowly, we're going to be gentle, and we're going to be thoughtful in the way that we move, reading our morning body. So very mindfully, just lift the head just a little so that you can begin to walk your hands out over to the right. And you might even take your right arm really wide here. And then go ahead and mount the elbows back down, forehead down. And we're just breathing big into that left-hand side of the body. Feeling all the space there. And then we're just going to mindfully, when you feel ready, walk the hands out over to the left. Once again, you may take the left hand this time really wide. And then we're going to soften the elbows down. Go ahead and draw that right sit bone down as well. Breathe in big. It's really important. Come back to center. Walk the hands back out. It's really important in the mornings especially that you're very thoughtful in the way that you move so that you can just be aware of any niggles, any sensitivities. So go ahead and walk up onto the fingertips. Lift your elbows. So we're creating a little cage with our hands. And then just lift the head, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. And just slowly walk the hands and back towards the body. Bring the knees together, come up onto hands and knees. Remember, very thoughtful, mindful movements. And then go ahead and begin some cat-cow if you like. Maybe torso circles. Maybe just finding some stretch for the side body. I know for me personally, doing cow pose, which is dipping the belly, curling the tailbone, the crown of the head up, doesn't actually feel that good if I push it too hard first thing in the morning. So just be thoughtful. If there's pain there, then back off. Morning practice definitely, I think anyway, isn't the one where you push yourself. It's where you give the body lots of time to warm up and to iron out all those little kinks. So just a few more breaths in and out here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and spread the fingers wide, ground down through the hands, tuck your toes, and take it easy as you slow-mo lift into your down dog. No rush getting anywhere this morning. Pedal the heels, move around, stretching everything out. My morning practice looks a lot like me just kind of wriggling around the mat most of the time. Just trying to, I guess like I said before, kind of iron out all those little kinks that we have after a night's sleep. Readying yourself for whatever it is that you do during the day, whether it's sit at a desk, rush around. Alright, we're going to bring the right foot through to the front. I like to take an inhale, lift the right leg up high, but you don't have to. And open the hip a little bit. So I bend the knee and then stack right hip on top of left. This doesn't feel nice. Then you can just simply step the right foot through when you're ready. And then just pausing to lower the left knee down. So straight away, we're going to keep on moving here and be really gentle. So the inhale sends my hips back, straightens out the right leg. My exhale rocks me forward. Sink the hips a little bit as I lift the chest and the chin. But again, I'm not trying to sink too deeply. I'm being mindful of how my body is feeling. And generally, my hips feel pretty tight and stiff first thing in the morning. So I find lots of gentle movement helps me rather than being stationary or just kind of getting myself stuck into a pose. Now, if you'd just like to stay just kind of rocking and rolling, feel free to do that. I'm going to come forward, walk my right foot out towards the edge of the mat, bring my hands to the center, and just sink a little deeper, but not as deep as I would if it was near the end of the day or when I was already feeling warm. And while I'm in this kind of yin style lunge, I also tend to come up onto the knife edge of my right foot to give myself more room, and I keep on kind of wriggling around a little bit, just trying to find some space. And then I'm just going to mindfully wriggle back into center. Maybe lift the chest and the chin one more time because it feels nice. And then I'm just going to carefully step it back into down dog. Walk it out. And then gradually do the same thing on the left side. So the way that I do this is by lifting the left leg up, opening the hip a little bit. But again, you don't have to if you don't want to. Actively pressing down through my left shoulder, looking under my right armpit for my left toe somewhere over there. And then I square the hips off and gently draw that left foot forward. First thing in the morning, I'm not too worried about getting the foot all the way up to the front. Lots of helping hands here. And I'm just going to rock it backwards and forwards. Big breaths in and out. All about those inhales and exhales, filling the body full of new breath and life. Whenever you feel ready, if you would like to, rocking forward and then just kind of shimmying the left foot out to the edge. And once again, as I do this, I do like to kind of move around a little bit here. Feels nice for the hip space. Feels nice on my back. And then I'm just going to step it on back to center. Find my own way back into down dog. Walk out the heels. Big breaths into the belly. And then slowly look forward. Keep the knees really nice and bent and take a little walk up to the top of my mat. My feet are a hip width apart, so I've got lots of room. And I'm just surrendering the torso out over the legs. I like to sway a little bit here. Maybe take it to the sides. I'm going to ground down through the heels, lengthen the tailbone, and slowly make my way up to standing. Let the head come up last, first thing in the morning especially, so we don't get the dizzy. Shake the head out. Take an inhale, arms come up, and as you exhale, bring them down in a big circle. Inhale, and exhale. Keep on going. One more this side, and then go in the opposite direction, getting some juice running through our shoulders and chest. All right, one more time. And bring the arms back down, roll those shoulders. Plant the feet, take an inhale, arms open wide, gaze lifts. And as you exhale, bend your knees straight back as you forward fold, but those knees can be bent. Nose comes in towards knees. On an inhale, come into a flat back, press the chest forward. And as you exhale, slowly come into your high plank. Now I like to take a real easy morning stroll into my plank first thing in the morning. And I also, although I do keep my belly active, my core, I like to kind of pad my hands and kind of shimmy from side to side, first thing in the morning especially, just to kind of warm everything up. So for our morning plank, I'm going to encourage you to inhale, lower the knees, and then as you exhale, roll down through the thighs, the hips, the belly, and then the chest. So a nice lazy long plank down. On your inhale, lift up into cobra. Don't forget to activate the lower half of the body. And then as you exhale, bowing down, tuck the toes and send the hips back into puppy pose. Come up onto fingertips and make those little cages with your hands, and then surrender the forehead down. Feel a nice stretch through the shoulders and the chest there. Breathe big into the belly. All right, palms come down, connect with your mat, rock up, and take a real nice, easy, slow lift back into down dog. Walk it out. Keep on breathing big. Bend those knees, tiptoe up to the top of your mat. Exhale it down. Take an inhale to a halfway lift. Keep everything real easy, flat back, tummy in. And exhale it down. Take an inhale up. And exhale. All right, turn to the side of your mat and then take a nice wide step open. Going to come into just a little warrior two wide leg forward fold sequence here that I like to do. So go ahead and turn the right toes towards the short edge of the mat, left toes in slightly. And take an inhale, float the arms up to shoulder height. And as we exhale, very gently, mindfully, we're going to sink into a warrior two. Take it easy, don't have to go too far. On your inhale, going to straighten up right leg. Exhale as you turn the toes back in, so our feet are parallel now. Take an inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, forward fold down. Big breath in and out here. Press down through your feet. Inhale, flat back all the way up. And as you exhale, turn the left toes towards the short edge of the mat, right toes in. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten left leg. And as you exhale, turn the toes back in, so feet come back to parallel, hold. And as you exhale, flat back, dive on down. So we're going to do that one more time on both sides, but let's just pause here for a second, take a big breath in. And exhale. Flat back, press through the feet, big inhale up. And as you exhale, turn the right toes out, left toes in. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press through the feet as you straighten up right leg, feet parallel. And as you exhale, flat back, dive on down. Pause here, breathe. Big inhale, rise, flat back. Exhale, turn the left toes towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bending into left knee. Inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale as feet come back to parallel. We're going to dive on down. Big breath in. Full exhale out. Go ahead and come up into halfway lift here. Shimmy the feet in. So feet are slightly wider than a hip width apart, heels in, toes out. And we're going to really carefully rock down into a squat, a yogi squat. Now, if it's too early for your hips or this just does not feel nice coming all the way down here, come into seated butterfly. So on your sit bones, soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Otherwise, come into little yogi squat. Now I like to kind of move around in my squat. I like to wriggle. And of course, breathe big. So big breaths in and out. And from here, taking 1 or 2 more breaths in. Full exhale out. And we're just going to simply, carefully, sit back on our sit bones. I've got a pillow here because it's more comfortable to be lifted. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that feels like for you this morning. Sit up nice and tall, close the eyes. Breathe big into the belly. Make a scan of the body. Notice all that energy filling the body now. All those breaths. All that wriggling around, ironing out all the wrinkles. And feel free just to sit quietly for as long as feels good for you this morning. Maybe focusing on the belly button or the mind's eye. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and walking into the best day ever. Namaste.